Most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Hold on to your panties. The party is about to begin.
I can hardly wait.
I love this show. Check 1, check 2, check 3.
Are we ready?
Check 4.
You know what? Enough talk. It's showtime.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
To the voice of Dave.
Turn your radio on.
You'll hear what you like. You'll like what you hear. 24 hours each and every day on WHIO.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up and rolling on Facebook and YouTube, and that's a blast from the past, as they say, one of those old WHIO jingles, radio jingle. I remember hearing those growing up, listening to WHIO back in the day. Lou M every morning at breakfast with Winston Hayner before I was getting ready for school. Let's see, Bob Sweeney, D.L. Stewart, Mike Cinto, all kinds of great names that I remember. Jim Manley, on and on and on. And it's a great privilege to be broadcasting here on WHIO. And yes, as you heard in the newscast, Jason mentioned that Sunday is the 90th anniversary of WHIO signing on the air. That is crazy. And we had a little ceremony today here at the station. You might check out my Facebook. There's some pictures. There's some video. We had a nice big cake. We had some of the big wigs from Atlanta on FaceTime. They weren't here, but we had them on our little cell phones. That was fun. They didn't do that 90 years ago. But there's some pictures and, like I said, some video. So, yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. I'm very excited to be broadcasting today and every day. And, as you know, I've said this a million times. I grew up here. This is the station I listened to growing up. And I'm just really honored to be able to do this show every day here on WHIO. Tonight on the show, we only have an hour because we've got UD basketball. The Flyers are hosting VCU at the UD Arena. And I thought we'd do something a little different tonight. We do this from time to time. I ask about your most memorable concert experiences. And there's a reason for that. It's not arbitrary, but it was on this very day in 1984 that Van Halen played at Hara Arena, and it was their 1984 tour. Now, unfortunately, I was not there. I liked Van Halen. I loved Van Halen. But I didn't make it to that show. So I was just thinking we could talk about that tonight. You know, maybe you've got a great concert memory that you'd like to share, 937-457-1290. I tried to come up with my top five. My top five memorable concerts of all time. And we'll do it here with...
I'll give you 5.
You're at number 5.
We're talking about 5.
There's 5.
I'll give you 5.
5 chubby digits.
I think for me, the most memorable concert that I ever went to happened right over at the Nutter Center. And it wasn't some big blowout rock thing. I went to some shows over there, and those are on my list, like Kiss. I saw Kiss a couple of years ago. I'd never seen Kiss. I loved Kiss growing up, and that was the first time I got to see them. And it was remarkable. AC/DC, the Money Talks tour, I saw them at the Nutter. That was great. But the show that was most memorable to me was Elton John. And Elton, on that particular tour, and I can't remember what year it was. It might have been like 98, 99, something like that. it was just him and his piano. And oh my gosh, it was just remarkable. And fortunately, because, I work in the business, I sat like in the 15th row. So I was within spitting distance of Elton. And that was a really great show. Now, another memorable show that I went to that is memorable for another reason, not a good reason. I was at that Guns N' Roses show at Nutter Center where he showed up, Axl Rose, that's the he, like 2.5 hours late. We're all sitting there at the Nutter Center wondering when in the heck the show is going to begin. And rumor starts to circulate throughout the Nutter Center that Axl is not there. And it turns out, and I was never able to confirm this, but it seems like it's probably likely that Axl was apparently down the road having some drinks at the Orbit Inn. Now, do you remember the Orbit Inn? It's there on Colonel Glenn, Page Manor area. It was just this little dive, the Orbit Inn. And I heard that that's why he was late. Because he and maybe a few other people from the band were having some drinks at the Orbit Inn. And then that night when he finally did show up, he cut his hand on the mic stand. And that was a delay. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers may have opened that show. So that was kind of cool. That's not the first time I'd seen Guns N' Roses. I saw them back in 1991 up at the Capitol Music Center in Columbus, Grove City area. And it was a great show. Skid Row opened for them. So that was that was right at the end sort of the peak of the Welcome to the Jungle. And then they got into their GNR Lies, that album. And right after that, they released Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. But that was a good show. But the memorable Guns N' Roses show was the one where he didn't show up for a couple of hours. So if you'd like to talk about that, 937-457-1290. I want to talk to because he's retired, but Jason Michaels is here tonight.
I am.
And wait a second,
Jason, are you down there?
Yeah. I'm semi-retired.
You're semi-retired. No. I just mean you're semi-retired. You're still here almost every day.
Yeah. I mean, it's like for some reason I just can't stay away from this place.
But in the hallway a bit earlier, I said, "Hey, I may talk to you tonight about your most memorable concert experience." And man, oh man, I kind of remember you telling me this story before. But go for it.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you some music to go with it. Okay.
Yes, please. Of course. The year was 1969. Now I am showing my age, but I was quite young then. I was maybe 12. And a friend of mine got tickets to see Elvis Presley at Cincinnati Gardens.
Wow.
And this was, after this, right coming off the heels of the 68 Comeback Tour, the 68 Comeback to our TV show.
Yeah.
I should say. And this was Elvis literally at his prime.
Yeah.
And
that's my favorite Elvis.
Yeah. And I mean, he was absolutely astounding. And the thing that I remember the most about that was that when he took the stage, the entire, all of the Cincinnati Gardens lit up. You could read a book.
It was that bright. The cameras.
The flash tubes. And it stayed that way for about 5 minutes.
And he came out and he was like, "Hey, man, you're blinded me now. You blinded me."
Yeah. Something like that. So that concert, very memorable to me. And
yeah.
I'll give a, what would they say? extra credit type thing.
Yeah.
When I saw the Mike and Mickey show over at Rose Music
Oh,
Center.
okay. Yeah, you're a big Monkees fan.
Yeah. I'd never seen Mike Nesmith on stage, and to see him with that 12-string Gretsch, which I understand was a different one that he played when he was, back in the day. But still, it was fabulous.
Very
to
cool.
See that show.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing that, Jason.
No
I
problem.
appreciate it. Let's talk to Bobby in Miamisburg. Hey, Bobby. You got to turn the phones on. Hang on.
Todd.
Yeah, there you are. We got you. What's going on, brother?
Hey, I wanted to tie into all the concerts at Hera. I did attend the Van Halen concert in '84, the fall '84.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I said I was at the Van Halen concert, the 1984 concert at Hera in the fall.
Nice. In the fall? Now, did they come back and play? Is that what
they played in the fall of '84 because I was a senior in high school. And 1984 it just came out.
Well, I saw a ticket stub where they played on February 7th at Hera.
Well, this was in the fall, and
maybe they came back. Maybe they came back.
Yeah, all the best concerts out there. I saw AC/DC, early '90s, and then the two best items were like WWF wrestling.
Yeah,
and the best one I came back from college with a bunch of friends and saw Tough Man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are just like everyday
entertainment.
Joes beating the living hell out of each other, right?
Oh, well, the sponsors were Harley-Davidson motorcycles, Ford pickup trucks, and Coors beer, and they knew their clientele. They knew their demographic.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
The best fights were in the crowd and not on the
sure.
stage.
Of course. Thanks, Bobby. I appreciate your comments, man. We got to fly. 937-457-1290 if you've got a memorable concert experience you'd like to share.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Now from the
Tommy, that sounds right.
Now from the WHIO News Center, the three big things you need to know. Expect to be dealing with freezing rain again on Saturday. Downtown Dayton has a new hotel. And our current top local story, fire sweeps through the Meadows
Tommy, I think you're right.
apartments today and damages about 10
I think
units.
it might have been...
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes and additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
Well, no freezing rain at the moment. Good driving conditions, as a matter of fact, for this Friday afternoon. Looking at I-75 south at Main Street, slowing just a bit, working to find out what's causing that. A little bit of a delay, and we'll keep you posted. I'm Will Harris, WH.
Oh, that too. Yeah, I'm sorry. Everything is off kilter tonight. We have a new producer training, and the person training them wasn't really watching, so had some foul ups. But oh well, it's just radio. Oh, that's cool. Ron and Tommy reuniting here on the show. Love that. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I think somebody... Oh, Tommy is a bicycle guy? Cool. I think I'm going to be doing some promotions with Huffy this spring. Tommy, did you see any pictures of the bike that Huffy gifted me at Christmas time? I had a Pro Lightning BMX bike when I was growing up, and I sold it at some point and regretted it almost immediately. And they made me a tribute, a Pro Lightning tribute bike with one of their newer models, and put my show logo on it, sitting in my studio at home. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I just like looking at it. I bought a number plate for it, and I'm slowly piecing together a BMX racing uniform.
A Harrison Township apartment complex damaged by flames. More at 5:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 12
Smart,
90 and 95.7 WHIO.
Really, really great. The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
WHIO. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Talking about your most memorable rock concerts. Plus, it's WHIO's 90th anniversary this weekend. So I'm busting out some old WHIO jingles just for the fun of it, because I like the way they sound. Is this SETI's? Is that right? SETI's? SETI's?
No, it's Petite.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Well, I went to all the concerts at Hera. You
Yeah.
start when you were about 12, 13 years old. You saw like Jay Giles, and you saw Leonard Skinner, and you
Yeah.
saw AC/DC
Yeah.
and Aerosmith before they all got big. But the most memorable concert I went to was at UD, and it was an Alice Cooper concert, and it was the first time that, the band started bringing in other equipment besides instruments. And it started off with a screen, and then you see this mouse.
Oh, so his live show, his whole sort of creative live show,
yes,
opposed
yes.
to just playing tunes.
Right.
Oh,
So he
wow.
comes, this mouth is on this huge screen, and all of a sudden, like, stuff comes out of the mouth, like, your food. And then all of a sudden, he comes out, and it was great. It was fantastic.
Wow. Vomit on the
Yeah.
big screen. Wow.
Yeah, but the best part about the concert is,
Yeah.
about 10 years ago, somebody friended me on Facebook that I was friends with in my younger days. And the first thing he said to me was, remember that Alice Cooper concert that we went to?
That's cool. You guys had that commonality. That's great.
Well, back then you went, as a group, 15 or 20 people, you went to every concert, and it was great. We saw all the best bands. Kids today, they don't have a clue.
No, they don't. It's a whole different musical world out there.
Well, people could actually sing back then too.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate your call. Have a great weekend. That line's open 937-457-1290 if you want to get in.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
X Fest. I went to when I worked there at the X. I was at let's see, X Fest 97, 98, 99. And then I think I went to I left the X in January of 2000, and I know I went to one at Montgomery County Fairgrounds. I think it might have been like 2001 or 2 or something. Wasn't the one that got hit by the hurricane. Never seen the Stones. Melody, you know what I regret? I had the opportunity. I had 2 tickets to go see Frank Sinatra at the Nutter Center, and I skipped it. And I regretted that eventually. At the time, I was sort of indifferent, but man, oh man, I should have gone and seen Frank. I saw Billy Joel up in Columbus, and it was just Billy. I know he started doing a lot of like he's playing with Rod Stewart this summer down at Riverbend, but
But nevertheless, you look at guys like Larry, and you look at what he has brought. And again, very, very good perspective there. They could have treated me like gum on a shoe, right? But that's just not the way. Not the way it works in their walls at WHIO Radio and our walls here at WHIO TV. So congratulations, happy birthday, and 90 years old. Not fun, having fun. Folks, people are excited to watch the Super Bowl this weekend.
Actually counts. Now, this is the engine to talk to you, am I right? Turn your wheel at trustedwheel.com. Use offer code COUNT for 10% off and make it count. Trusted Wheel is an online estate planning service. Details, see trustedwheel.com.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right?
The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now, who'd like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Have a happy day.
On from 90, WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. WHIO celebrating its 90th anniversary on Sunday, so I dusted off some of them old great radio jingles. We're also talking about your most memorable rock concert that you went to. 937-457-1290. I do want to mention just real quickly, we only have an hour show tonight, and I need to keep everybody updated. We had 2 cars into buildings over the last 18 hours or so. One happened yesterday, again, during the show. Nobody called. Schroyer Road, looks like a pickup truck hit a building or a house. And then this morning, very early, around 5 a.m., there was a SUV that hit a home improvement store up there in beautiful Vandalia. So we are now up to 10. 937-457-1290. Chris in Centerville. Hey, Chris.
How you doing, Todd?
I'm doing well. What's going on?
I had some memorable moments of Guns N' Roses concerts for you, not for the best of reasons.
Oh, God. That happens a lot with GNR.
Yeah, first show was Grove City Music Center in Columbus.
I was 91?
Yep.
I was at that show.
Skid Row opened, and Axl, who's not shy of complaining, made it clear that they were 3 months ahead of schedule on tour because the albums were not released due to David Geffen of Geffen Records.
Ah, okay.
So we didn't know one song or tune that was new, but we liked them.
Well, you know, the memorable part for me with that show was afterwards, because I was working in radio. We got to meet the band. I got to meet Slash. I got to meet Matt Sorum. I got to meet Dizzy Reed. And I only caught a glimpse of Axl. He came into the room where we were at and said, WTF, where's Slash? And then stormed out. I was like, yeah, I had an Axl experience, an encounter. It was awesome.
Sounds perfect.
You know, crazy.
Nutter Center was the same,
yeah.
reason not happy. The first night, actually, the opening band was Soundgarden.
Right, yeah.
And then Guns N' Roses came out at 12:15 a.m.
Yep. I was at that show, too.
We were all mad because we were stone cold sober by then and wanted to go home.
Yeah. I was at that show, too.
We had tickets for the next night. They played 2 nights in a row at Nutter. We had tickets for the second night. The second night, we showed up late on purpose. We skipped the opening band, got there about 10:30, and Axl went on about 15 minutes later. So they were late the second night. But he shows up with a bandage on his hand, bitches that he cut himself, and they skipped 6 of the songs from the night before.
Wow. Lame.
Show, my last album, Guns N' Roses can kiss my butt. I'm done. I love the old stuff. I still listen, but they never got another dime out of me.
I got you, Chris. I appreciate it, buddy. Have a good one. Denise in Tip City. Hey, Denise.
Yeah. Hi, Todd.
Hey.
So my most memorable concert was actually at Miami University, and I went there with a boyfriend who it was Crosby and Nash.
A Nash?
Stills, yeah, Crosby. It was.
Oh, Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
So he took me after the concert to Upham Arch, where he kissed me, and then he told me that whoever kisses someone there marries the person.
Oh.
And we're still married, almost 42 years.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a very, very memorable night. For sure.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Maybe the concert wasn't so memorable, but what happened was probably pretty memorable, right?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
It really was.
Awesome, Denise. I appreciate that. Thanks for calling.
Sure.
Have a
You're
good one. John in Dayton. Hey, John.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, you're up, buddy.
Hey, Todd. Hey, this one I remember. Do you remember James W. Bridges Presents?
Oh, boy, I don't.
Yeah, they had them at Memorial Hall. They had season tickets for everything. I've seen Franny Teicher, Victim Own, West Side Story, Letterman. But the one they had at the venue at UD. And it was, you were talking about how it lit up. It was Liberace. He changed his outfit probably 6 times during that thing. And at the end, you remember the Music Man, where the guy in the front's got the baton and the hat and everything.
Yeah.
He came out from head to toe, and it lit up like a Christmas tree. I could not believe that. I mean, it was a great concert for that. But
that's awesome.
What
I remember? I remember costume changes. Was Rod Stewart. I saw him at the Nutter Center, and I remember being very aware that he must have changed outfits 5 or 6 times. He really? Like every 2 or 3 songs, he'd go back, there'd be like a little interlude or something, and he'd come back out in a new outfit. And he also kicked soccer balls into the crowd.
That's what you call a showman.
Yeah. He was.
The last thing was you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that's about the 1, 2, 3 thing. I heard that it first aired, and I was waiting for her to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you remember.
Yeah, I got you. All right. See you, man.
Okay.
Take care. Let's see. Stephanie in Kettering.
Hi, how are
Hey,
you?
Good. How you doing, Stephanie?
Doing good. Well, hey, in the late 80s, my mom was the manager on duty at the Holiday Inn in Inglewood. So we would have all the B bands stay there.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And so I was like one of the people that carted them to the radio stations for interviews and back and forth. And I got a lot of backstage passes. That was a lot of fun. And a big shout out to the Monkees, because I did go see them in the 80s too. But my favorite, I think, is Sammy Hagar. About 10 years ago, we got up to the very front of this crowd, and Sammy had half a bottle of his rum.
Yeah.
And I asked for it, and he gave it to me.
Oh, cool. You still have the bottle?
I still have the bottle.
That's awesome.
And the rose has a big panoramic picture, and you can see see him handing the bottle.
That's pretty cool. I saw him when he was part of Van Halen. I saw them in Indianapolis.
Okay.
So yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, that was a pretty good show. Pretty good show. All right, Stephanie, thanks. Appreciate it. Let's talk to Mike in Dayton. Hey, Mike.
Hello, Todd.
What's happening?
Hey, so I lost a lot of respect for Guns N' Roses after that first show. But that AC/DC Money Talks, if I remember, Angus Young dollar bills fell from they had nets up in the ceiling.
Yep.
And they dropped a bunch of money.
Somewhere I have one of those bills. It was just like an AC. It was just like a picture. I think it was probably Angus, but it was just like funny. It was fake money. But but I will tell you, that is the loudest show I've ever been to.
Hair stood up.
Oh my gosh!
I remember it well.
Yeah, they were louder than Kiss when I saw them a couple of years ago.
But the memorable, it goes all the way back to Grand Funk at Hare Arena. And the big show was like a rear screen projector. So a lot's changed since then. But Walter Trout, he's a blues band, and they were in St. Louis, and they decided to go ahead and make the drive to play at Jilly's downtown. And it was the night of 9/11.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So now he has all my respect because they went ahead and played for the people who really needed it, which was all of America, really.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great story, Mike. I appreciate it, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Brother. Have
See
a
ya.
good night.
You too. Let's see. Mary in Miamisburg. Hey, Mary.
Hi.
Hey.
It's been so long, I can't remember whether there was an actual concert or whether it was an album signing. But this is a strange one for you. I have a signed album from Telly Savalas.
Telly Savalas.
Where he was singing.
Yeah.
He played Kojak?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't, when that would have been, probably late 60s, maybe early 70s.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's kind of before my time, but I do know that he performed. So maybe he, I wonder if he came in to play with or perform with the Kinley Players. Maybe he was acting and you just got the album signed. Yeah.
I just can't remember it all. I was trying to think, but I do still have the album. And whenever I, like doing cleaning or something, I will put it on and play it. It's more talk singing than singing.
Right.
Singing.
Wasn't his line in the commercials, "Who loves you, baby"?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
with
what I thought.
Lollipop.
That's right. That's right. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate that. Nate, New Madison. Hey, Nate.
Hey, Todd. How you doing?
Well, what's going on with you?
I have a funny story. My concert, my first concert was memorable to me. I saw Dave Matthews over at the Polaris Amphitheater.
Yes, I was probably at that show. I saw Dave a couple times there.
I was in my early 20s, and I remember I thought it was funny because at the show, I looked around And I'm like, God, there's a bunch of old people here. And it was like people in their 40s. And now that I'm 46, I find that funny. But at the time, I thought, what are all these old people doing here?
All these elderly folks out so late.
Yeah, what's going on? So I have one more if you got a minute.
Yeah,
I went to the country concert several times.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Kenny Rogers at the country concert, and he was great. And one of the interesting things was there was a guy and his wife in the front row, and the guy was kind of sitting there. I could see him. He was kind of sitting with his arms crossed, and Kenny stopped the show, and the guy they were talking to each other, and Kenny was really nice. And he's like, the guy was like, he didn't want to be there because he said he didn't know any of his songs.
Oh, jeez.
So Kenny said, okay, I'll give you $50 for every song. If you raise your hand when I start singing because you recognize the song, I'll give you $50. And Kenny Rogers just sat there and threw money at him all night as he sang all of his songs. It was hilarious.
That's funny. That's good stuff. Thanks, Nate. I got to fly here, buddy, but I appreciate you calling. Yep. Real quickly, Danny and Tip. Hey, Danny.
Hey, Todd.
Hey.
Good to hear from you. I've been trying to get in touch with you forever.
Well, I'm glad you got through tonight.
Yes, I did. I just wanted to throw in my contribution.
Yeah.
From really, really long time ago. I am so old. I'm older than dirt. We're going back to Lionel Richie, Tina Turner, and Santana.
Well, that's not so old. I mean, you know,
40 years ago, that's pretty old.
Yeah, but I think, I mean,
when you're 40, when you start off.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Wow, Santana and Lionel Richie and Tina Turner.
Yeah,
that's quite the trio to see. Was it all one show? All one show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Santana had a bank of speakers set up that just blew you out the back.
Oh, sure.
I vibrated for 3 days.
I think he played at the Rose maybe a year or so ago.
Did he really?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's his stuff is it just never changes and it never gets bad.
I have a pair of Santana signature shoes. They're actually mules. They're like little loafers. All right. What was that?
Back in the era when Lionel Richie was doing All Night Long and dancing on the ceiling, and that was probably my most memorable times.
That's awesome, Danny. I appreciate it. I got to fly here. Have a great weekend. We've got UD basketball coming up just after 6 o'clock. We've only got an hour tonight, folks. So I'll be back, of course, on Monday.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Addiction can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Tri-State Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve.
Concerned about lead service lines supplying your home? Enting Water Conditioning can help. Consider a whole house or drinking water filtration system from Enting and start enjoying better water for just $21.99 a month. Learn more at enting.com, ENTING.com.
It's Joey at Arborgas Ford. Arborgas Ford.
Thanks, Paul. Sorry it's only an hour tonight. But what are you going to do? There's only one interruption next week. That's on Wednesday, the 12th. And then the next one after that isn't until the 21st, which is a Friday. And then the following Friday, the 28th. Thank you, Ron. Thanks, Lana. I appreciate that.
This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time. Fire damages the Harrison Township apartment building, the latest at 6. Now back to the evening edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. You gotta tune in, man. You gotta tune in. The evening edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
1290 WHIO.
Well, that's the show for tonight. We got UD basketball coming up. Flyers are hosting VCU at UD Arena. Go Flyers. I'll be back on Monday night just after 5. Don't forget, you can get the podcast of the show at eveningedgetodd.com and all your favorite podcast platforms. Have a terrific weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.
That's it. I'm out of ideas. He's done. It's over. He's finished.
Sorry, buddy. Show's over.
Say good night to the bad guy.
Now give me a kiss and say goodnight.
Good riddance, Yaloney.
Have a good night, everybody. See ya.